Today we're reviewing Zach Cregger's new movie, Weapons, so stay tuned for our review.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes. No taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Break.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is back country.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, I'm just such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm Sydney Lee, and with me are my lovely co-hosts Bryce Hanson and Max Allen.
Back together again.
I was just gonna say that it's been a lot of vacations, a lot of scheduling, but we're back again. We're here to stay. We're a silly, goofy, but very serious horror movie review show. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Make sure to share. Also, check out patreon.com/horrormovietalk, the equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. And also, if you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. We've got a great show today. We're reviewing Weapons. We'll start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. Later, we're going to do horror movie horrors. I think we'll do horror movie horrors.
Okay.
So Weapons is in theaters now. It just came out. Please go see it. Please go see it. That is what I'm going to start off with. Go see it. So when 17 children from the same classroom run out of their homes in the middle of the night and vanish without a trace, a city is in ruin trying to pick up the pieces and figure out how this happened, where the children have gone, who could have orchestrated such a thing, and why this occurred. This film is mind-blowing. I absolutely loved Cregger's Barbarian. He did something unique and subverted all expectations in his 2022 horror hit. So this film was one of my most anticipated of this year, and it did not let me down. I was deeply moved by the end of it, and if I wasn't in a full theater, I would have let the tears flow. I loved this film. It made me really sad. The way this story is told through its individual characters' experiences instead of chronologically works in its favor, and as we get more into the stories of our main characters, the horrors of the story unfold in shocking, brutal, and unexpected ways. I'm shook to my core more than I thought I would be. I was almost catatonic leaving the theater, relying on my muscle memory to get me back to my car while I pondered the events of this film. This is a poignant and relevant story about the state of this country, about our lack of community, our lack of care for our children and for each other. It shows us the butterfly effect of thoughtless actions and unwillingness to protect one another and how that leads to the destruction of family love in the collective. Our community will fail if we continue to turn a blind eye, if we continue to fail each other and fail our children. The call is coming from inside the house. As if those themes aren't horrifying enough, there's one particular jump scare that got me and my entire theater. We'll get into it. There's great gore and also some great comic relief in an otherwise melancholy film. The acting is great, especially from Carrie Christopher, who played the little kid Alex. I love this movie, no notes. And if you're struggling with what this movie is truly about, there's quite literally a house-size AK-47 30 minutes into the movie to remind you. I'm going to give this a perfect 10 out of 10. I've been blurry this whole time. Wow, okay.
That's okay.
But perfect score. What do you guys think?
Bryce?
Yeah, I mean, super enjoyable. I think this is a great example of doing a trailer right. They give nothing about the story other than the premise. And whenever I go into the theater and it just gives the trailer in the first, 5 minutes of the film, remember what you saw of the situation of kids running away from home? That's what this is about. And then it goes on and tells the actual story. And it's in the end, it's a pretty simple explanation, supernatural spoilers, but very, very satisfying. And the storytelling in this is exceptional, in telling the story and unraveling the mystery through several different perspectives of the people affected by the happenings in this town. And it felt very human, very empathetic, and I'm not sure I caught the same like poignant social commentary as Sydney, but as far as like the themes of some supernatural themes and the themes of like being a parasite are thoroughly explored. And it's not quite on the nose as you'd expect it to be. Acting is fantastic. Was starting to get like a little overexposed to Julia Garner. I've loved her since what's that show? Ozark. And every time I see her in a movie, it just feels like she's underutilized or just is not good. I mean, the last time we saw her was Wolfman. So
I thought about that this whole movie. I was like, she was in Wolfman.
And she was in, Fantastic Four. Like, she's the female equivalent of Pedro Pascal. It's like, do you have to be in everything? Like,
no, Pedro Pascal is a disease at this point. He's the parasite.
But I love him.
But this is a great character for her, and she did great. All the characters are, are complex enough and have their own motivations and have their own little storylines that keep your attention really well. And yeah, I mean, in terms of following up Barbarian, this is a great follow-up. It doesn't disappoint, and I agree. Like, I see no reason not to give it a 10 out of 10. It was really, really great to me.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I was super worried that Julia Garner actually wasn't a good actress. When I saw Wolfman, I was like, have I been wrong about her? I love her. And then this redeemed it. Like, she did great. And I was like, oh yeah, so she can't act. Wolfman just sucks. The first little vignette of this movie, because it's separated into chunks by character, kind of like a TV show. I almost was thinking like, man, if this was a TV show and each of these little stories was like 15 to 30 minutes longer, I would binge this so hard.
The Leftovers does this. I just watched The Leftovers for the first time, and they have episodes that are just about like full episodes that are about characters. It really reminded me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun storytelling way to do it. But yeah, the first one, I was kind of just thinking, yeah, this is okay. Kind of sitting at like a 5 or 6 for me at this point. But then, like, as the story progressed and you got more and more information, I was like, wow, this is like an obvious 10 out of 10. It's so good. It's scary. It's funny. Like, I laughed out loud at certain parts.
Once it got to the tweaker storyline,
Yeah.
I was all in. I'm like, I love this movie.
Well,
that's really the point at which it like shifts into fifth gear.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
You
all
don't
on
expect
board.
it because the first couple storylines is like straight ahead horror movie type stuff. And then all of a sudden it starts getting into like this weird like comedy drama for a little bit. And you're like, wow, what? These are some interesting characters. And then it just goes full horror movie at the end, like super terrifying. I think this is better than Barbarian, actually. And I love Barbarian, but I thought this was really, really good. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 as well.
Oh my gosh. This is our first, I think across
this one
the
is
board,
less
10 out of 10
Yeah.
for the year.
Solid 10 out of 10s from all of us. Yeah, I think this one's a little less exploitative than Barbarian. Like Barbarian felt more like it was doing something to the audience, and this is more of a straight ahead, complete story where there's not a bait and switch in this movie.
I saw someone call it the Pulp Fiction of horror.
Yeah, I just watched Pulp Fiction with my daughter a couple days ago, and it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like Pulp Fiction. It doesn't do as much non-linear as if everything is pretty linear. It just goes back. It's more, I mean, it's similar to like Rashomon, except it's unraveling a full story, not like one event. But yeah, it does it great. I was pleasantly surprised, and I think anyone that sees this movie is going to enjoy it.
I said this to Max before you were on, or when you were whatever. But Max didn't see Eddington, but I thought that an Eddington Weapons double feature would go really well together, honestly, from like the themes. I don't know if you would agree because you saw Eddington, but I think it would work.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both about
I'm
America,
interested in getting to spoilers and seeing like what your rationale for like some of the themes that you're mentioning in terms of like the state of America and like care of children.
Well, this is about gun violence. That's what this movie's about.
That's what I thought it was about for the first like 30 minutes, but I changed my mind on that by the end. But we can talk about.
Yeah, we should probably.
I feel dumb. I mean, obviously it has something to do with it, but I never like.
Well, like
I was waiting for it to explain it to me.
Blaming the teacher the whole time, everyone being mad at her and calling her evil.
For me, that made it about gun violence at first. And I mean, it still could be about gun violence. It just doesn't really explore that theme as much later. But like all of the kids being gone from the classroom and then the big AK-47 appearing in the sky, I was like, okay, so it's like a school shooting kind of type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel dumb because it's very obvious that there is commentary about that because there is a giant AK-47 in the sky. But,
quite literally, yes.
And like disappeared children, but it's definitely not on the nose, with saying that.
No, it definitely isn't, which I think is in its favor. And you said that in your review, Bryce. Like it's not on the nose, which I think it works that way.
So, yeah, it'll be a really interesting discussion.
Yeah, so everyone keep listening through the ads because we're about to do the ads. So just, honestly, I just want to tell everyone, I know we have a lot of ads. You know that there's a 15-second skipper on every single podcast app. So you can do that. Or like, I know you can't skip them on YouTube, but like... You
press the right arrow button.
Just skip it.
Well, also, we don't control them on YouTube. Like, we have a little bit more control on the audio platforms. YouTube does its thing.
Yeah, we can't do... I'm sorry about all the ads on YouTube. I mean, when I'm watching my favorite YouTubers, I get all the ads. I get pissed. But, I can't do anything about that.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should get YouTube Premium together.
I have YouTube Premium.
Bryce,
you do?
Yeah. I'm not going to let you sign into my YouTube account. I don't want you to see my secrets.
No. You can get a family account and you can add multiple. We should do this. We should do this.
I think we should because I watch so many like pre-recorded streams of games on YouTube and there's ads every 5 minutes. And those are very...
I fall asleep to political commentary in my headphones and every 5 minutes is like, sign in to Verbo for an ultimate vacation experience. And I'm like,
well, if you're listening to these commercials, the aforementioned commercials, you don't have to go to our Patreon at patreon.com/horror movie talk. It's a great time over there where we have our patron pick that we're recording after this, which in a certain tier. If you pay for a certain tier, you get to vote. You get to choose and vote on a movie every month that we give to you guys first, the patrons first. And then we'll think about releasing it to the public at some point. So you get extra episodes. We have our pretentious reviews. It's a really great time over there. So I highly recommend it. We also have our HMT shop at horrormovietalk.com. Go check it out. We got really good merch. Very comfy sweatshirts. We got buttons. We got stickers. We got all that shit. And of course, check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He has a new, what is it, sci-fi comic? Medieval sci-fi comic called For Rain. It's FORRAEIN.
You should probably not spell it off of memory.
Yeah.
Let me double check it.
Hold on.
FORRAEIN. I think you actually got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just announced on Facebook that he has the entire prologue available on his Patreon.
Nice.
So go to patreon.com/forain, FORRAEIN.
And it's also on Instagram, FORRAEIN.
Can we use our, like, the Horror Movie Talk Patreon account to
Oh yeah, we can recommend other Patreons.
That.
Hold on. Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put that in our recommendations on our Patreon. That should already be there by the time that we're talking about this. So go check that out. We love him. He does all of our art, all of our cover art, all of our thumbnails. He's the best. We really love him, and he also does commissions for artwork from HMT fans. So contact him at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram, and let your artistic dreams come true. Tell him that we sent you.
Real quick, speaking of Patreon, I won't give too much away because that would be weird, but I texted you guys earlier this week and I was like, hey, are we making like no money from Patreon?
Oh yeah.
And
it changed.
It looked pretty bad. And then I checked it like a couple days ago and I was like, holy crap, where did all that money come from? So
it's so strange. It's so strange the way it calculates it is like, I don't really understand.
No, well, the first thing is you guys are checking the app. The app is always wrong.
It's always wrong.
Like a month behind on notifications, and then at the beginning of the month when it's like charging people, like it just fucks up the numbers for a couple days. So it says like, oh yeah, you remember how you had this many patrons? Now there's like a tenth of it, and you just like wait a couple days and it's sorted itself out. But if you go on the website and sign in through the website, it's always the same.
I was surprised at how much money we were making off the Patreon. I was like, hey, well, I gotta ask Bryce to send me more stuff.
It's not bad. It is like, about half of what it used to be, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. So we're doing pretty well, but we want more people. It's a nice community over there, and I think it's easier for us to like respond to people on there because there's like a smaller community, I guess, but we want it bigger. And we see those. I think those comments, like, I mean, for me, they come directly into my phone notifications, whereas YouTube, like, it all gets like muddled in all the other stuff. So so do that to contact us, become a patron. And also we have our voicemail, which is 682-253-4468. And leave us a voicemail. We want to hear from you. So thanks again for listening. And let's get into those spoilers.
Bryce?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to add the reference on our Patreon while we're talking.
We could do it later, but I also I wanna like first get off like these themes that I was seeing that maybe you guys weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So I was seeing it like obviously in this movie, it is not actually gun violence, which like there was not a school shooting that occurred in this movie. Like that's not true. But the movie is named Weapons, and it's about kids going missing for no reason. And I think like the way that they blame the teacher and the angry dad saying you're not investigating enough, and like the, you know, lazy police force that's like, yeah, we're doing everything we can, which they very clearly are not. They're allocating their resources not well. They're not actually really looking for anything until a junkie says that he knows where the kids are, that they obviously do not trust. But also, this was like my biggest thing. So the people that get possessed, I saw it as like them becoming part of the problem of like systematic violence. So it's like the principal, Andrew, became possessed. He became part of the problem when he became possessed because he wouldn't listen to Justine, even though she was right. She was like, do the wellness check on the house. And he said, no. He didn't believe her. He kind of just wanted to write her off and say, go take a mental health leave. And she was like, I don't want to. And he was like, no, go take a mental health leave, disregards her. He wouldn't listen to her. And then he becomes possessed and becomes like part of the problem. Right. And then the cop, Paul, was literally part of the problem because he wasn't really doing his job. He just like beats up a junkie after the junkie lies to him, which it's like, man, he's a junkie. He's going to lie to you. And then he becomes possessed, becoming part of the problem, not actually doing his job, not like more focused on, you know, fucking up his relationship and all that stuff than actually doing his job. Like even Justine is like, are you guys actually doing anything? And he's like, how can you ask me that? When it's like, literally, what is he doing with his day as a cop? Rather that, like, what he's doing is chasing down a junkie and then punching him in the face, shutting off the police cam, all that stuff. And then when
that scene was kind of interesting because, like, first of all, he's like, I'm not a detective, so it's not like I'm, you know, on the case, which is like, true. It's like not his job to investigate the thing, and there's other police that are.
But still, he's not also doing anything.
But then he's also saying, like, I am doing stuff and having no evidence that he's helping
and what
the situation in any way.
Exactly. And then he gets possessed, and then he comes out of the house and quite literally drags the junkie into being part of the problem. Like the junkie was trying to, you know, he's like, I know where these kids are. Like, I'm trying to help. And, you know, at the end of the day, the cop, he literally, quite literally, physically drags him into being part of the problem. Instead of helping him, he quite literally hurt him. And then like Archer almost becomes part of the problem because he gets possessed. But he, you know, that gets regulated. And Alex's parents are part of the problem because they allowed the abuse. They stood by while nothing happened by being possessed, you know?
I mean, it's interesting that you'd say that they're part of the problem because, like, I feel like they're all victims. Like, all the people that are possessed are the victims of the movie.
Well, like, even if it's not, even if you don't see it as like a school shooting metaphor, I think it's definitely a metaphor for child abuse. Like his parents sitting idly and not being able to do anything while like this crazy evil woman is inflicting pain and suffering.
I could see it more as like creating systematic violence, although I don't think that's it. If that is the theme, it's not on the nose at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious what, like, in terms of like the analogy or the metaphor of the movie, what does the witch represent? Like, who's what? Because the witch is obviously the villain of the movie. Spoilers. It's the reason for all this is that there's a witch,
Aunt Gladys.
And so, what is, like, if it's a societal commentary, what does the witch represent?
I mean, I would say she represents like just like the cycle, either like the cycle
media,
the cycle of abuse, you know, like she is perpetuating this. Oh my God, My cat just like literally committed suicide. She just slammed into the
She just
the
hanging from a rope at the top of
I'm
your
not even
ceiling.
joking. She just slammed into the radiator. She jumped off the desk and just slammed.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's great. But no, I think she like represents like this. I don't know. I mean, she's like evil, right? Like that's like her whole thing. Like she is an evil entity. She's an evil person. She's tricking everyone. She's I mean, I don't know. I guess she is like the problem, and she's pulling people into being like complacent or like part of the problem. So I guess she could represent like just
'cause
an
I mean,
abuser, you know? I don't know.
I don't know. I think that interpretation, like the part where it falls short for me, is that there's no agency in the people. So you can't say they're complacent when they're being forced. Like they don't want to kill other people, and they're not.
But you could say that about like people who become cops. Like, oh, we're just doing our job. You know?
Oh, but they choose to be cops, and they choose like how they react.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they usually say we're just doing our job, which is like, you know, what the Nazis said. We were just doing our job. You know, like I'm not saying that all cops are Nazis, but it's like it's like that. Yeah.
No,
like,
I mean I understand it. Like it's an interesting interpretation. I don't think it's my interpretation. Like I think there's.
It's funny because everywhere on the like I went on Twitter after I saw this, and this is like this is how I saw the movie, and then every tweet that I saw about it was exactly the same.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the online conversation about it, so I might be off, but I think like the main themes that it like I mean, being a parasite is a huge theme in it, and it portrays the witch as being kind of a parasite, and it doesn't really explain what she's getting out of having all the children there.
She's getting better. She's sick, and she's leeching off of the kids' health, like a Hansel and Gretel kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't look a lot better,
I'd say she looks a little better though.
She looks a little better. It's not super effective. And yeah, and then she's just protecting herself by enchanting or possessing all these other people to basically protect her. It mentions cordyceps, which if you've
The Last of Us
watched The Last of Us, about that fungi.
Or played it.
Yeah.
Great game.
And but yeah, the main thing is a witch. But yeah, I mean, I'm the school shooting thing. I think it's more of like all these kids are disappeared and no one really knows what's going on, but there is an explanation for it. And like in this case, it's an evil witch.
But like
in the reality of like what's going on, like I mean, I don't think it's actually far off to say the witch represents the media. Like it feels like school shootings is like a societal problem where it's like almost glorifying the way the media covers shootings just plays into the reasons why people do shootings, which is to get attention, to have like notoriety, and to like be portrayed as the bad dude, that did this thing. Well, and
let me maybe give my interpretation on the film, and we can see who's right, because it's me.
Sure.
So
it has to be right.
The movie is called Weapons, but it's not about guns. It's about people, especially children, being turned into weapons. Right? In the movie, the weapons are the children or the possessed individuals. And I think, and I'm kind of coming up with this interpretation on the fly, but I would say that the movie is trying to say that when we don't take care of our kids, when we don't like watch our kids, someone else is going to take advantage of them like a parasite and turn them into a weapon, right? And so when the kids disappear, the parents are blaming the teacher's blaming the parents, like the whole city is like blaming each other, when really it's all of their faults because they weren't protecting their children and someone came in and took advantage of them. And so I think it has something to do with that, something along the lines of if you don't, make sure you know what your kids are up to, someone could be turning them into a weapon for their own gain.
Yeah, like the child abuse angle, like when Aunt Gladys comes in and she possesses Alex's parents first, and she looks at him and she says, "You have to promise me that you are not going to tell a living soul about this." And he has no choice but to promise her. She shows her power and how she was like, "I will make them hurt each other. I will make them hurt you. You even if you're not going the angle of oh, this is about school shooting, it's it's definitely about child abuse, in a way, with her.
I think it's almost more about child neglect.
Okay, here's a quote from Zach Cregger. So he denied it. He said, "To me, it's not about school shootings. I don't want this movie to be political at all." So it doesn't sound like it's his intention to have it about school shootings, but it's definitely evocative of it. And he definitely uses imagery that's evocative of it.
It's interesting that he doesn't want it to be political, because I see this movie. This movie is very political, I feel like. It can be interpreted as political, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned Eddington, and it's not Eddington.
That's
Eddington
political.
Is way more political.
Well, I feel like Eddington has this overarching do you see what we're talking about? Hello, you're being manipulated. This,
Yeah.
Hello, COVID. And this movie is it's the undertones.
Yeah.
And
Zach Cregger, and I think that quote was from the Vanity Fair interview. And he also, there's another quote. He says, "I always like a title that's opaque. I think it invites you to consider the movie one layer deeper and try to make sense of it. I've heard a couple of people articulate why it's called that, and I think they're all right. I think it's all legal." So he kind of wants you to make sense of it, and whatever your interpretation of it is right for you.
I like directors that do that. Like Lynch used to do that all the time. People would ask him to explain his movies, and he would be like, "Just take what you want from it. That's why art exists. You just interpret it the way you would do." And I like that we all have we all have similar ways of interpreting this movie, but it's all a little bit different. And I think that's fun because we all thought this was a perfect 10 out of 10, but we all got something different from it. And that is the beauty of cinema, baby.
It's very masked in symbolism and storytelling to the point where it's you can't really come to a conclusion without connecting the dots yourself.
Yeah. But with all of this said, there is a through line story that explains everything that happens.
And I think it's really good. I think without themes, it would be solid just for being scary and interesting.
Yeah, even if you watch this movie and you were like, "This is what happened, cut and dry, I don't think anything else is happening," sure, you can do that. Yeah. You can legitimately do that, and there will be people that do that. And even when I was walking out of the theater, listening to people talk about it, I was like, "Oh, people are doing that." And I was in my, I walked out of this theater. I know I said it in my review, I was almost catatonic. I was so in my head about this movie. I was so moved. I was so sad when we got to Alex's story. That poor kid, I wanted to cry for him. That poor child, he never got his parents back. It made me so sad. It was this kid it's just a regular kid, and he got bullied all the time. His poor fucking kid.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just desensitized from being exposed to Roald Dahl stories. So it felt like a very very Roald Dahl storyline of just like everything bad happens to this poor kid.
But
The end.
But it just was so sad because the only person that really cared about him, I mean, his parents obviously cared about him, but like the only person that really cared about him was Justine, and he like would be like, just leave me alone because he wasn't allowed to talk about anything. Like, oh my God, it was so sad.
Yeah.
I was so sad.
Well, let's talk about some of the techniques that it uses for the storytelling, because I thought the voiceover in the beginning and the ending of just like a little kid telling feels like a fairy tale, you know, was so effective for setting it up of just like
she was one of the kids that got possessed. That's what which was cool.
So just like kind of, you know, this ethereal setup of, you know, it being kind of rumor / just a thing that happened in the town that no one really talks about anymore is a great kind of spooky opening to the movie. And then telling it from the different perspectives, and it starts, you know, the setup is what you see in the trailer, which is a whole classroom of kids disappear from an elementary school except for one kid, and they're all from the same class taught by this one new teacher. And so obviously the town is blaming her because like that's the only commonality, and curious of the town doesn't seem very curious why the one kid was still there, which is probably the through line that they should have followed. Like they would have, you know, if all the townspeople were like, what's up with this kid? Why was he saved? Just like that seems like the obvious you know, lead to follow of like someone's protecting this kid for some reason.
Well, I kind of think it's because Justine was so adamant on that something has to do with Alex that everyone was like, well, we fucking hate you, so we're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, the cops interrogated him. Like that was in the montage in the beginning. Like they kind of, oh, that poor kid. But yeah.
So like the first story with Justine, it feels like I was like watching it, I'm like, is this movie just going to be about the back of Julia Garner's head? Because there were so many shots that were just the back of her head walking, you know, to different places.
I mean, I agree, Max. In your review, you said like in this first story, you kind of were like, is this it? Like, is this kind of just typical horror movie? I felt the same way. I was like, wait, is this movie going to suck? Like, I was like, not that it sucked in this first thing, like it was fine, but I was like, this is very typical, just like horror movie tropey, like, okay, like, is this going to be the whole thing? But once we got further into it, obviously we loved it. But like, I really thought, I was really worried when we were in the Justine. Not that it was bad, but just because I was like, it's very tropey. It's like, oh, she has like this alcoholism problem. She got like a DUI. She's like hooking up with her ex-boyfriend, like whatever. Then there's like a knock on the door and there's the scary lady on the ceiling. And you're just like, okay, yeah, that works. But like, what are we doing here?
Scary lady on the ceiling got me pretty good.
Yes, that was pretty scary. I'm going to say that was scary.
Who is the scary lady on the ceiling? And does it ever explain
it's
what that was?
It's Aunt Gladys.
Was it Aunt Gladys?
Yeah.
It's just she didn't have the wig on.
She had the crazy makeup on, though.
Yeah, crazy makeup, no wig, so bald. And just like going like really scary.
Also, like in this, so she's like having a dream, and she has a dream about all the kids, and they all have their heads down, and then Alex puts his head up, and he has the crazy makeup on, and that was just like, well, that's what, like, think about, like, then you find out what actually happened. It's like, oh, Alex has the crazy makeup on because he knows what's going on. And I do like how she has the dream about Gladys, and also Archer has the dream about Gladys, and then like it's all like this weird supernatural like thing.
Was Archer the second one, or was it Paul?
So
I think it was Archer.
When I was writing this, I didn't take notes during the movie, and then I came home and I immediately like, you know, did my review and my notes, and I got so confused. I was like, wait, what story was? What was the order?
Yeah,
but it's
I'm pretty sure
Archer's next.
Yeah, Archer, the father of one of the disappeared children, played by
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, that guy.
Gurney Halleck from Dune.
he tells it from his perspective, and it like reveals that he's the one kind of terrorizing Justine. But also, from her perspective, where it's like, okay, well, this guy is actually trying to figure it out, and he's trying to use his skills, and it's a great character because, like, yeah, he's the typical angry, unreasonable parent, jock bro dad, but also, it shows him like how it's affecting him. Like he's really affected by losing his son, and it's affecting his work and his mental health. But he's also using his capabilities and his like skills to try to actually solve.
You say his abilities and capabilities, but it's like, why is this general contractor so good at sleuthing?
He's got a ruler.
He's better at finding these kids than the police are. And he's a contractor.
I think he's just like, he is better at it than the police are, which I also think is political commentary, honestly. But at the same time, he doesn't look like he's better at it. He looks like he's fucking crazy. When you're watching it, you're like, this dude's making lines on a map. He's looking at a power line. Like, he's going to people's houses being like, let me see the video of your daughter fucking running away. And like, he looks crazy, but he's doing a good job. Like, you find out that he's actually doing a really good job. And I also think it's really funny when he crosses the lines on the map and then he just keeps going, but I wonder what's that in that place right there. It's like, why didn't you go to that house?
Right.
Like, why didn't he go to the house the whole time? He had to wait for Justine to be like, that's Alex's house? Like,
it is hilarious to see the cross section and be like, what does it mean? It's the same. Wait. Yeah. No. Sorry. I almost brought in something from the other movie we're gonna review. So never mind. But there's a part in the other movie where the guy's thinking and he's like, and then he writes in big letters, Bob, and circles it. And I'm like, is that helping you to write that down?
That's exactly what that was. But I did like Archer's POV of the story, and like after we see Justine's, and also cameo from Justin Long, who was in Barbarian, was wonderful.
I was expecting Justin Long to be the person that we we're going to blame in the end.
We should have.
Justin Long becomes the witch.
One of my favorite line readings of all time in any movie ever is from Barbarian, when we're introduced to or when we see Justin Long and he gets on the phone and he goes, "What up, faggot?" Like, that is my favorite. Like, I mean, so Zach Cregger was in The Whitest Kids You Know, the YouTube thing. And so they are hilarious. Like, he has a great comedic timing. He's a great comedian, which is, I think, translates to horror very well. Just like Jordan Peele, like, going into horror, he makes great horror movies. Also, fun fact, Jordan Peele fired his entire team after they failed to get the production rights to this movie.
Really?
He fired his whole team because they were in like a bidding war about it. And I don't know whoever produced this. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, he was in a bidding war about it, and his team lost this movie, and he fired everyone because he was so mad because this movie's so good.
Yeah.
I was
Makes
like,
sense.
damn, yeah.
But you know what? I'm glad it happened exactly the way it did. Like, I wouldn't want this movie to change at all.
No, it's perfect.
But I think it really starts getting good with Paul.
Yeah.
He's the cop, right? That's when it starts getting, I mean, it's funny, it's like dramatic, you learn interesting things about him. In the first time we meet Paul, he comes to meet Justine at a bar, and he seems pretty reasonable, but later we learn that he's not
had the worst day of his
all.
life.
Because he's like, no, I don't drink anymore. Like, I'm not going to do that. And like, I'm just here because I want to help you. You seem like you're in a bad place. And, oh, what's this on my finger? It's just a little cut. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
It's
Just work shit. You
he
know?
seems like a little shaken, but like, it's funny because he's like, no, me and what's her name aren't together anymore. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just totally lying like the whole time. And then you get to Paul's story and you just see like he's on the phone with his girlfriend and she's like, I'm ovulating on Friday so we could try for a baby. Like, you guys are together. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are 100% together. Like, oh my God.
I mean, that's already revealed in Justine's story because like she gets attacked by the girlfriend.
Which is crazy. She pours the vodka all over her. That was wow.
But yeah, Paul is shown as being just like a huge dick. Like he's just like a lying alcoholic, bad cop.
Yeah, just a bad guy.
Although I will say, I mean, he commits a little police brutality, but kind of warranted a little bit. Like if I was worried that I now had AIDS, I might punch the junkie in the face.
It is so funny when he goes, "You don't have AIDS, right?" And he goes, "I don't think so." But like, so the thing is like, yeah, obviously he punched him and that wasn't okay. And obviously like kind of like, you kind of get why he punched him. But at the same time, it's like, well, the junkie is going to forget that he has a hypodermic needle in his fucking pocket because he's high. Like, that's like the whole thing, or he wasn't high. He was tweaking because he didn't have any money, right? Like,
yeah, well, I think the way, like the most generous way to interpret police brutality and police like malfeasance is if your job was like every day dealing with the scum of the earth and people that lied to you all the time and to your like detriment to your physical safety, you'd probably get pretty pissed off. Eventually you'd probably it doesn't excuse it, but I understand. Like I'd be like, yeah, I would be pissed off if someone told me they didn't have a hypodermic needle in their pocket and then I get stabbed by it. I'm like, fuck you, dude. But, I
don't know. I mean, I think Paul was just like straight up having a bad day.
Yeah.
And he saw like this victimless crime. Like it was going to be a crime. This guy was going to steal something, but it was not going to hurt anyone really. Like he was, I think like,
spoken like a true shoplifter.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think regardless of the level of harm, stealing is inherently harmful. Like you're inherently taking something from someone else, whether it's a big corporation who won't notice it or not. But inherently it's harmful.
But I don't know. I think Justine said it best when she she was like, "Are you guys even doing anything?" And he was like, "Well, I'm not a detective." But it's like, yeah, I guess it is his job to go get that guy. But I mean, the way it went down was bad. Like he punches the shit out of him, and then he's on the ground and he shuts off his camera. And then he goes, "You're gonna get up and you're just gonna leave, and you're not gonna come to the police station. You're not gonna report this. Like you're just gonna leave." And he's like, "Sure, okay." And then he goes back to the police station and tells the chief of police, who is his girlfriend's dad, hilarious. Hey, this is what happens. And the girlfriend's dad is like, we're just going to forget about this. It's like the cycle. It's like, bad. Yeah. Everyone's bad.
Now that I'm doing a little bit better and I'm not drinking, can I tell you about the one time I have stolen in my life?
Sure.
The one time? Ooh.
I was drunk and at a Walmart. And I was starving. I had like never felt hunger like this, but I was pretty drunk.
I had never felt hunger like.
And they sell these like little chicken sandwiches for like $1.25. And I picked it up and I went to the register and I swiped my card and it was declined. And I was like, what? And I swiped it again and it was declined. And I was like, what is happening? So then I just started eating it. And then I walked out of the store.
You started eating it at the register.
Yes.
with the camera on you.
Yeah.
That's probably whoever was like monitoring the self-checkout cameras was just like,
All right.
bro, like I can't even be mad. That's so impressive.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, I mean, it's probably a great move because you're literally just destroying the evidence. Were they gonna?
Well, that's
How
what
are
I
they
was
gonna-
thinking, and I
how
was
are they
like,
gonna
and
prove
there's the
that you
trash
stole
right
it?
here. I'm throwing the trash away.
Trash right here.
The chicken sandwich is in me. Listen, I don't like stealing, and so I do feel bad about anything that I've done like that. But yeah, I was not in a good place, and I was hungry.
That's so funny. I was
Yeah.
a total klepto when I was a young teenager. My older cousin taught me how to steal. Like we were just at the mall and she was like, you can just steal stuff by doing this. And it's like, you go buy something at a store, you get a bag, right, with the thing you bought. And then you just put stuff in the bag from other stores and no one's going to notice. I got so good at it, like so good at it. And I never got caught and no one ever caught me. And then in turn, I taught my sister how to do it because I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. I was in like middle school or like maybe freshman in high school. Taught my sister how to do it. Then my sister got caught by the cops because she wasn't as good at it. I wasn't there. She was with her friend. She was teaching her friend how to do it. Then she had to take this like course instead of going to like court. They like didn't press charges and.
Yeah, I had friends that would shoplift, like one that was pretty serious that it wasn't a super close friend, but I was there when he got caught. I think I told this story before. And then like my friend group like toyed around with it like once or twice, but I was such a good Mormon boy. I never shoplifted or stole because I just was like, no, that's wrong. It's like, I don't care what you say. Like, and I heard all the rationalizations of like, they got insurance for this stuff. Like they like account for people stealing. I'm like, yeah, but that's not right. So I won't do it. But the closest I got to shoplifting is I have at Safeway, bought ice before and forgot to go grab the bag of ice, after I bought it at the checkout. So the next time I went, I didn't buy ice, but then I took a bag of ice.
Oh, so
and
you didn't
that
steal
felt like
it at
I
all.
was George Clooney and Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11. I was like,
yeah,
no one will be the wiser.
big heist at Safeway.
Sometimes when I buy like packs of water, I'll put it underneath my shopping cart and then I'll forget to scan it. And then the next time I go to Walmart, I'll just scan water and pay for it and put it back.
You
Look
know,
at us.
water should be free anyways, so. But,
I mean, you're paying for the packaging and the convenience of toting it around.
well, we got great tap water out here in Boston.
Mhm.
I don't buy water. Okay. Movie.
Oh yeah, the movie. So yeah, I mean the great thing is like, and it's doing kind of a movie trope thing where it's like the people that we're gonna kill in the end, we're gonna try to make them less likable. So they make
But at the same
Paul
time,
and
like
the drug
Justine,
addict less likable. So
Justine's like not a great person, and Archer's not like a great guy. Like it's not like they're all good.
Justine isn't bad. I mean, she's just drunk. She just gets drunk and makes bad decisions. It's not like she's harmed anyone.
Yeah,
But like, Paul is beating up people on the beat,
cheating on his girlfriend,
on his girlfriend that he's supposed to be having a kid with.
Who's super hot. She's super hot. So it's
and the junkie is a junkie. He's like, yeah, he's burned every bridge already with his internal, his close network, and is stealing stuff. And
I forgot to tell you this. Oh, this would make good afterpod stuff, but I'm going to say it on the main thing anyways. I really had like quite the crisis watching the junkie one. Because I just found out that an old friend of mine has been homeless for the past year.
Oh, geez, dude.
And I was like, this could literally be the type of life he's living every day.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It probably is. I mean, I felt bad for James the junkie because I dated a junkie and I loved him. And so I felt really bad.
I loved him.
and he was homeless at one point, not while we were dating, but before. And like I thought of him and I was like, damn, he was really living like that. Like that's like they really do. That's really how they live. He actually had a nice tent set up. My ex was sleeping on the sidewalk. So it was like a little different. But
You know? Okay. Still making excuses for your ex.
Babe, can I come over to your place and take a shower, please, babe?
It's like, Sydney, listen
we
to
broke
yourself.
up 1,000 years ago.
Sydney,
like I need to
listen
okay.
to yourself. You're saying, oh, but his tent's like on a sidewalk, so it's a little bit of a better setup.
No. I'm saying James had a better setup
Oh, okay.
in the movie.
Okay.
My
I
ex was sleeping with
misinterpreted that.
no sleeping bag, no tent. It was just on the concrete. Like that was bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's very, very typical junkie stuff. But, you know, other than being manipulative and, you know, thief and liar, other than that, the druggy guy is super likable. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
he's
I
just
think
like
he's really
the
funny.
dumb, like, you know, kid that's like, huh. My favorite moment of the film is him in the pawn shop and he's like tweaking because he just had his hit and he's like turning in, you know, the silverware that he stole to get like a wad of cash. And then he spots the reward poster for the kids and he's like, he just does a double take and it's just the greatest moment in the movie of just like, huh.
He doesn't give a fuck about those kids. He's like 50 grand. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly, which is
Well,
hilarious.
It's almost
And
like
then
he's
his
too
being
dumb.
protective of it. Yeah, and he's like, so, you know, how are you going to give me the $50,000? Like, how do you know it was me? And like him being suspicious of Paul, and he's like, how are, you know, you're not going to just say you found it. Like, how am I going to know that I'm the one that? And just Paul just shakes his head and goes into the house. But
Well, so I really liked the reveal of where the kids are. Like you don't know what happened yet, but you know where they are. And I
Mhm.
think it was a really excellent way to do it during like this comedic
Mhm.
junkie storyline where it's like he's just breaking into houses. He sees a house that like seemingly looks abandoned because they have newspaper in the windows, and it's Alex's house. And it's the kid Alex, the one kid that survived, quote unquote, the all the kids going missing. And it's his house. He breaks into the house and he's like stealing all their silverware and shit. And then he sees like Alex's parents sitting catatonic on the couch. And he's just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, and he's like, hello, you guys there? Oh, whatever. And then he just like steals all the stuff. And then he hears something in the basement and he goes down there and he sees all the kids and he goes, no, okay, nope. Mm-mm. And then he leaves. Like, it's like so scary, but like at the same time, you're not like scared because you're in the POV of like this guy just trying to get some money. Like, and
Mhm.
so it's not a scary reveal, but it is a great way to show like where the kids are, but you don't know what happened yet.
Yeah.
I really
I
like
love when he
that.
picks up the movie and he's like, Willow. Do people own expensive silverware anymore? Because he's like dumping all the silverware into a bag and he sells it for like $200. But I bought my silverware at Target for like $20.
Well, the operative word is silverware. They used to be made of silver, like real silver.
Yeah, but does anyone have silverware?
I don't.
It's an old fashioned. It's my mom has silverware. That's
Okay, so
silver.
it hasn't died out yet. There are still people who have nice silverware.
No, it's people. It's like the same people that have fine china. If you have fine china, you're likely to have like a set of like actual, silver.
I guess I
silverware.
get having like a set, But he's like dumping. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you guys noticed this.
Is that a normal thing for you guys? Did your families have fine china that you would set out for special occasions like Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner?
Well,
like it was only used for.
My Nana has themed plates. So for each holiday, she has like themed dishes. So like she has Christmas dishes, she has Easter dishes and all that stuff. And they're not like fine china, but she does have one set of gold like forks and knives and spoons. And those are what come out on Christmas. That's like the real shit. But that's the only time we use them though.
Yeah, it used to be. I think we got a set of china that I don't think we ever opened. It still must be somewhere, but like it was a thing in my family, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's probably would be a good tradition to have of just like making something special, in case the Queen of England or the King of England comes to your house, like well, you're just sitting with your dick in your hand because you don't have fine china to.
You pull out the paper
them.
Plates and the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Queen. Sorry, madame.
Yeah, but some people still have that stuff. Rich people.
I don't know if you noticed this, but he opens a drawer and there's silverware and he dumps it all into a bag. And then he opens another drawer
full of silverware.
Silverware in there.
Yes. I was like, what the fuck?
Silverware.
Why would you have so much? Why would they have so much? There's only 3 people that live there. Well, there used to only be 3 people that live there.
You would keep it in a separate thing. Like my mom has it in like a box. You would be able to tell whether something's sterling silver or whether it's just like Target silverware.
I have like my forks and knives and shit are from like Amazon. Like I got them in college and I have the same ones. But I have nice like actual knives, like cutting knives and stuff. Like those are nice. But
well, let's get to the end of this movie. So Justine and Archer eventually team up and they like
Wait. What about Andrew, the principal? That's how we first learn how these people, like what is happening. So Gladys like comes to like represent for like a wellness check or whatever, represent Alex's like family. And Andrew's like, I need to talk to his parents. And then she just like shows up at his house when him and his husband have Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse shirts on. Which I thought was funny. And the more flamboyant one has the Minnie Mouse shirt on, if you didn't notice. Loved that. But she shows up to the house and she's like not making any sense, but they let her in. And then he straight up like possesses. She straight up shows us how it works. Like there's like this tree that she takes these branches from and wraps like hair around it and snaps it. And then they get possessed and they go after the target of like the hair that was on the thing. And that's what happens when Andrew goes after Justine. Because we did the hair cutting scene too. Yeah. So all this stuff happened. But
yeah, it's real witch shit. Like you use hair or personal items or blood and thorns and shit.
Yeah. It's a weird enchanted tree. Whatever. It works.
So eventually Justine and Archer team up. And they figure out that it's Alex's house that Archer is triangulated. And so they go, and that's like where all hell breaks loose because
Paul and James are possessed in the house and they're just like standing there and Paul is just beckoning. He's going like this. And Justine's like, Paul, what's wrong? And it's like, girl, I don't think this is right.
Yeah.
And they
cross the salt threshold and so they're being attacked, and then Alex is getting attacked because he tests out the salt threshold. Just note to people, if a witch tells you not to do something, don't do it.
Yeah, she probably not.
It's not worth it. And so they're being chased until Alex figures out how to turn the kids. He finds the stick that has all the kids' hair on it and then inadvertently turns it towards Gladys. And that is
funny. So fucking
chef's
funny.
Kiss. I mean, it's like great. The perfect ending for a movie is just seeing 17 rabid children chasing after an old lady
and ripping her to fucking shreds.
Yeah.
Ripping her to shreds, jumping through fucking windows. like fucking animals. It was incredible. Everyone was dying laughing in the theater. Like it's such a good scene, and it's such a good, like when the kids started going after Gladys, one guy went woo in the theater. Like it was truly like this. It's this big triumph at the end, which is awesome.
And the way they tear her apart is so disgusting. Like it's is awesome. Brutal.
And it works. It just works so well.
I mean, it's a well-earned ending. Like by the end, you're just like, I want to see Gladys ripped apart. And you're like, yes, thank you. Thank you, children, for ripping Gladys apart. That's what we all wanted.
Like, I think one of the saddest things is that, like, at the end, we get another voiceover from the girl at the beginning, and so Alex's parents were possessed by Gladys, and the kids were possessed by Gladys, and now Gladys is dead, but like no one knows how to like reverse this, right? Like what?
Well,
like, what
I blame Alex because he saw Gladys drop the stick into the bowl of water, and stop his parents from stabbing him in the face. So like, I mean, come on, bud. Get a bowl of water, drop some sticks in it. He's like a 7-year-old.
Okay. He tried his best. But like it's really sad because the voiceover is just like, well, Alex's parents, he doesn't have to feed them soup anymore. Someone else is feeding them soup, and Alex moved to a different aunt's house who treats him nicer. And that's so sad. And then like, all the families get their kids back, and the girl's like, well, some of them started talking again, but not really. And that's the end of the movie. And it's just like, fuck. It's just like this trauma, like this, made me so sad. Like I was like, no.
It's such I love horror movies that end bittersweet. That it's like,
it's
no, you don't get
right?
you don't get to go back. Like because that feels like a little too trite. Of like, and then everyone lived happily ever after. Like everything was back to normal after that. It's like, yeah, that's not the feeling you want to walk away with a horror movie.
And also, I don't like the ending where it's like, oh, it's a happy ending, but dun dun dun, not really. It's not over. Like that's also dumb. So this was really good where it's like, it's over and they won, and they still have to live with the consequences.
Yeah, and I think that still like plays into the metaphor of like school shootings and stuff, because it's like, oh, the trauma is going to stick with these kids, right, forever. And like it reminded me of Vox Lux, Brady Corbett's Vox Lux, because that's about like a school shooting, and like this woman gets like famous for singing a song about it, but she's like totally traumatized, and she has this fucked up life. Even though she becomes this like famous singer, she just like still has this inside of her. Like forever, she's gonna hold that, like seeing all of her friends die in front of her, and it reminded me a lot of that. But this is a much better movie than Vox Lux, and I really liked this movie. I recommend this for everyone, and I think you should go see it in theaters too, especially if you have a good crowd. It's a good theater movie, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, no qualms about recommending everyone see this movie.
We all loved it.
What's the other movie that we liked this year that was kind of recent?
Oh, Bring Her Back?
Yeah, Bring Her Back. I mean, this is
better.
This is better than Bring Her Back.
Yeah. Oh, 28 Years Later was really good too. That was a movie we liked. Oh, you weren't on that episode though.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
Sad. You saw it though.
I did see it. Yeah, I don't like long movies, but this is one of the first movies in a long time where it was really long, and by the end I was like, I want more. Like, it's that good.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's 2 hours or however long it is. Like it really, because the way it's told is like so good. Like it keeps you engaged.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Should we do voicemail? Did we say we're doing voicemail? I can't remember.
Yes.
We did say that.
Horror movie
Let's do horror movie horrors. Okay, we've got a couple calls. First from Amanda.
I'm Amanda.
Amanda from Salem, Indiana, and I know I haven't
reached out since I got my gallbladder surgery, but I'm doing fine.
I was
a little
worried about you.
sore Still, not like really sore, just nothing really tastes the same anymore, if that makes any sense. But anyway, my last listen was from Clowns in the Cornfield, and we rented it. I told my husband, hey, we don't have to rent it. It'll be on Shudder here relatively soon. So, but he rented it, and yeah, it wasn't too awful bad, but it was still at the same time like so ridiculous. I felt really bad for. I legit felt bad for the dad because he didn't know what he was getting into, apparently. But all the other people that were around the town didn't establish what the hell was going on, really. So it was just, I don't know how to explain it. Oh, shoot, sorry.
Girl, you
All
gotta
right,
recover from that surgery. It's okay.
She's got a couple more. We'll see if she continues on with this thread.
Amanda from Indiana. I left a message. I thought I left a message a few minutes ago, but then it kept saying that it was muted in the background. So I put
you
my
did.
AirPod in, so hopefully maybe it can pick up. But the last time I got hold of y'all, it was whenever I was in the hospital getting my gallbladder removed, taken out, and all that nonsense. And
Okay, she says the exact same thing.
Okay.
I'm reading the transcript.
We got it. Yeah, you felt bad for the dad and the clown in the cornfield. That's what she said, right?
It is wild that we live in a universe where Clown in the Cornfield and Weapons come out in the same year, and we just get to experience both of those.
Yeah.
I don't even remember Clown in the Cornfield. Like, when I see movies like Weapons, I'm like, no other movies exist. Like, this is the only one, actually.
Who is the dad in Clown in a Cornfield? I don't remember.
He moved, his wife died, and him and his daughter moved to this new town without knowing that the entire town is like weird clown people.
And the town is called Clown in a Cornfield. And that's all that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Sorry. Next up.
Hey, horror movie talkers. This is Doug in Detroit. I've been listening to you guys for at least 3 years now. I love the chemistry you guys have and just how deep you go into horror movies. I just listened to the Killer Clowns from Outer Space episode, and that is seriously my favorite movie of all time. I remember seeing it in the theaters once it came out in '88. I am 55 years old, so I remember a time when movies like that were in the theater. Anyway, I'd love to recap, but my goodness, you forgot to mention the greatest scene and the greatest line in the movie, and probably of all horror movies. It's when the clowns come to the amusement park and the security guard sees them, and the clowns come out of the Volkswagen Beetle, big clowns out of the small car, great throwback to, circuses. But the security guard says the best line ever. What are you going to do with those pies, boys? He incurs a death by pie. Anyway, keep up the great work. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
That's true. We
Fair
were
enough.
remiss. We were remiss.
That is a great line. What are you going to do with those pies?
Kill you.
That's just such a great movie. It's so funny.
It's perfect.
Better than Clowns in the Cornfield?
I don't know.
You decide.
Good movie.
You decide.
All right. I know I said I wouldn't call in again for a while, but you guys ended up reviewing one of my favorites and all-time classics, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I just had to chime in. The part where you guys are talking about the alien clown bimbo whores that the Ice Cream Brothers go find and then end up coming back covered in kisses and clothes all torn up. God only knows what happened. What do you guys think an alien Clanussi looks like. That's the only thing I could think about after you guys, because I forgot that part even existed in that movie. So when you guys were reviewing it and I remembered that, I was like, oh yeah, like, this is just one of the age-old questions ever since I've seen that movie when I was young. What does an alien Clanussi looks like? I mean, you think it's like a grotesque Snarlack pit, but tastes like cotton candy, or is it, how would that experience go if these clowns actually exist? Can you imagine? Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
This is a little
on that review. Till next time.
I just imagine it being really big. Is that?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
gonna be
really
really
gross.
big. I think the clitoris is a clown nose, and when you play with the clown nose clitoris, it makes the horn sound. It's like,
Oh my god. Ew, that's so gross. That's so
and
gross.
it's got to be white down there with like red makeup, probably like a clown's
Like a
mouth.
yeast infection.
Yeah.
Next
That's
call.
all I can come up with. That's all I can come up with. Is
I'm
the
sorry.
clown.
I really just don't. That's so gross. A clown to see. Please.
I mean, whatever it was, it looked like it was a great time. I mean those
they
guys
had fun.
like
They came
were
back
into it.
invigorated.
Yeah.
Hey, Sydney and Bryce and Mike. I just haven't called in a while. I just wanted to make sure you guys are doing good. And I wanted to say importantly that I really hope that me advancing on Sydney and her love life is not the reason that she decided to possibly swap genders, which is fine, no matter what the reason. I just wanted to apologize if it was because of me. But either way, I hope that she's happy I hope they're happy, and I hope you're all happy. I love you guys.
That was so nice. Thank you.
So Sydney, was he the reason?
Yes.
You get it? Okay. You heard it here first.
Hey guys, it's No One from Florida. I'm sorry it's been a really long time since I last called. Hope you guys will forgive me, just been kind of busy, but you guys have been on fire with the episodes recently. Just want to say keep up the good work. And I just want to apologize in advance for making you guys watch City of the Living Dead. As you know, it's not a great movie, but I hope you guys have a really good time watching the awesome practical effects and there's some really good music in that one. Hopefully we can come up with something better for you in the future so you guys at least have a really good time. But wanted to ask you guys, since you're, not getting so many questions on the voicemail lines, if you had to be an antagonist in like a horror universe or a subgenre of horror or whatever, what antagonist would you be? Like, would you be a Cenobite from Hellraiser or like superhuman killing machine a la Michael Myers, or would you be some type of unstoppable alien force like The Thing, or, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or some type of vengeful ghost, or, whatever it is? Just tell me, what would you be and why? I'd probably find myself leaning towards more of a sophisticated psychopath these days, like Patrick Bateman. Hannibal Lecter is just, I don't know, really cool. But anyways, try to call in more often and give you guys a little bit more to work with as far as the voicemails goes. So anyways, love you guys. Talk to you later.
I would fucking love to be a Cenobite. I think it's like really cool to be part of the Hellraiser crew. I think that'd be great. But knowing me and my personality, I'd probably be a ghost that just like maliciously haunts. I don't think I have more capability than that. But it would be cool. I'd be creepy. I'd be freaky. I'd be knocking shit off of your walls. I'd be turning crosses upside down and shit. Whatever. Chill.
Yeah, I think if anyone's into into S&M, they're gonna. I mean, being a Cenobite is like, that's just a good time.
Yeah.
What is that?
I can't control the beast inside.
Inside of you, there are two wolves.
There are two wolves inside all of us, and they're kissing.
And they're fucking each other.
What's your answer, Max?
I'm this guy.
Oh, you're the wolf. The wolf.
No,
man?
in all seriousness, I think I would love to be a witch because you're living life on your own terms. You're just screwing over everybody but yourself and just like reaping the benefits. You're a strong, independent woman. I guess, would I be a warlock? Warlock doesn't really have the same creepy factor.
Mm-hmm.
Warlocks are more like you think of Gandalf or something. You're like, oh, you're like an old wise, like chill dude. But like witches are, maybe it's misogyny. But
have you guys seen that new game called Mage Arena?
Mm-mm.
It's a game where you are a wizard and you're fighting your friends who are also wizards, but the controls are your voice. And so you have to say the spell out loud for your guy to shoot the spell. And so you're like, fireball, magic missile.
It's really literally fun. That viral video of the LARPers.
Yeah.
Magic missile, magic missile, magic missile.
When I was in Universal, we got stuck on one of the Harry Potter rides, like in the waiting area. We were waiting for a door to open, and we were all going "Aloha Mora," which means like unlock the door in the spells, and it didn't work, guys. It's not really magic at Universal, if you guys were wondering.
Well, you got to go to Disney. I mean,
that's
for the
why
magic.
You have to go to Disney World. It's the most magical place on earth. No, Jesus.
What do you mean, Jesus? This is nice.
I'm anti-Disney.
I love Disney World. I've been 1,000 times.
Okay, so for me, like I look at it, I'm like, which horror villain seems to be having the best time? Like, I think Hannibal Lecter probably is a pretty good choice. Like, I agree with that. But in terms of just having a good time, it's hard not to say Freddy. You know? Yeah. Like Freddy's,
he loves that shit.
He's having fun. He's joking around. He's like one of these guys that can't really be killed.
But in the Freddy lore, you have to be into children.
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone knows I'm a secret pedophile. So, I mean, that only plays into...
Dude, don't say shit like that. Oh, my God.
No, I should say closeted. I'm a deeply closeted pedophile.
That's a Norm Macdonald bit.
Yeah. You're a pedophile? No. Deeply closeted. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, other than the pedophile thing, it seems like Freddy would be the best choice, personally. I mean, I guess you'd have like the intense scarification. But I mean, who doesn't want the claw? Yeah.
Right. But technically in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, he was just a kid killer. They redid it and made him a pedophile later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kill kids without raping them.
And if you're going to do one or the other, probably well.
All right, let's move on. Jesus Christ.
Horror movie talk. It is I, Dennis, who subscribes to your Patreon. I heard you mention me on the podcast. Don't worry, I know what kind of surgery Sydney's getting. When I was referring to the prosthetic, I was talking about down there, so she'll have the full package. Also, I noticed that Max called out my name in a Freudian slip on one episode when he was pretending to be a sheriff. So now I'm turning around and I'm coming to Idaho so I could be his hoe, if you know what I'm saying. Also, I will leave it up to the horror movie talk audience to decide if they want to keep getting calls from me, Dennis. If you guys get 10 Patrons of $6.60, I will quit calling and I will cancel my Patreon membership and double my actual Patreon membership. That's right, I have 2 Patreon memberships. That's how committed to this bit I am. But if you get 10 paid subscriptions at $6.66, I will cancel the dentist one and double the one that's also at $66 under my real name. Ha 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 ha! That is all. I love your show. Bye.
It's really funny to refer to me getting bottom surgery, but still calling me she when you're like talking about getting a penis.
Sydney, does it hurt your feelings when people make your gender the butt of a joke?
It doesn't hurt my feelings. It just makes me mad. But honestly, it doesn't make me that mad because I'm fine with myself, you know?
Well, you heard it here, guys. If you join, there's 10 of you that will join Patreon. You don't have to listen to Dennis anymore. So
do with that what you will.
Yeah. I will neither encourage or discourage that. Oops.
I was like, again?
What's up, guys? It's Troy from Florida. The mid-roll, I just want to let you know, you're going to get some more Patreon members because I just got 7 straight ads in Spanish, and I don't understand what they're even saying. So it's making me want to just subscribe to the Patreon on the more expensive level so I don't have to hear that again. I'm excited for weapons to drop. I'm sure you guys are too. I've been seeing all the crazy reviews.
So excited for weapons to drop.
Tomato scores for it. I wonder when you guys are doing that one. I'm sure it's coming up once it releases. Love the show. Keep up the hard work. Talk to you guys soon. Later.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. That's a pretty common thing, getting Spanish ads on our ads for some reason. So
that's funny.
It's because that one episode that I did the intro in Spanish.
That's true. Yeah, I think just another endorsement for the skip forward button. You know, it's on everything. You can always do that. But I won't discourage you from getting the Patreon membership.
The reason we put them in the same the reason we put them so close together is so you can just skip through the whole mid-roll and not have ads the rest of the episode. But people seem to think we're doing it to be malicious.
Which is like, just skip it. Like I do this on all the podcasts that I listen to. When they have their ads, I skip them immediately. Even if I'm listening to it in the shower, I will reach my hand out of the shower and skip through it. Like it's like click, click, done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're getting ads in Spanish, but yes, we're dropping weapons. Weapons has been dropped. I dropped my weapon.
All right, that's it for Horror Movie Horrors. Thank you for calling in. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to our listeners. Don't forget to go to our Patreon, which has been mentioned a bunch of times. Patreon.com/horrormovietalk. We love you guys. We love our listeners. Thank you for being a listener. And our voicemail is 682-25 what? 253-4468. 682-253-4468.
657-12-92.
FORRAEIN.
Yes. Yay!
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. You lose. You get nothing.
Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
So just took a stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face.
Wow, that didn't sound good.